Elora, congratulations on your wedding. I can't believe my little girl is finally old enough to get married. Wait, no way. Mom? It's been 10 years, right? I know it's probably a shock to suddenly hear from me after all this time, but I just had to call. As your mother, I couldn't let this moment pass without congratulating you. I'd heard the rumors. Apparently, you're marrying a company executive. You really landed yourself a jackpot, huh? That's my clever, beautiful daughter. Thanks for the congratulations. But you know what, Mom? More than your good wishes, there's actually something else I'd rather hear from you. An apology. You shouldn't be so carefree celebrating my wedding. You should be apologizing for what you did that day. What? You remember, don't you? Dad got sick. He collapsed, and he ended up in the hospital. The days dragged on, and his condition only worsened. Eventually, he was bedridden. He could barely move, barely speak. And yet, you left him. You abandoned him. You abandoned me. Your husband was lying there, helpless. And I was still a child, just a little girl. But you turned your back on us. You said, I can't take this life anymore, and you ran off with your lover. That's... And let's not forget, you barely even visited Dad at the hospital. You didn't care for him. You didn't help him. You barely even showed your face. All of the caregiving, the hospital visits, you dumped it all on me, a grade schooler. I was just a kid, and I was the one left to take care of Dad. And then one day, you simply left a divorce notice behind and disappeared with that man. You were a coward. You're the lowest of the low. And now you show up acting like a proud mother, pretending you have the right to celebrate my wedding? No. If you have even a shred of decency left, you should be apologizing, not offering empty congratulations. You're right. I need to say it. Elora, I'm so sorry for everything. For abandoning you and your father. For leaving you behind. I should have stayed. I should have been stronger. But when your father, my husband, collapsed, my whole world crumbled. I was overwhelmed with fear. I didn't know how to cope. I was weak. I thought only of myself. I ran away from reality, clinging to someone else for comfort. I was a cowardly, selfish mother, and I'm so sorry for what I did to you. I didn't expect you to actually apologize. Honestly, I thought you'd just brush it off, make excuses, or deflect. But you're actually admitting it. I'm kind of surprised. I've had a lot of time to reflect. I know it doesn't change the past, but I've regretted that day ever since. I've wanted to apologize to you for so long. But I was afraid, I was ashamed, and as the years passed, the gap between us only widened. I convinced myself that you wouldn't want to hear from me. That you wouldn't want anything to do with me, but I never forgot about you. Not once. I've carried the weight of my guilt every single day. Mom. That's why, finally being able to say this, to look you in the eye and tell you how sorry I am, it makes me feel so much lighter. I can finally breathe again. I apologized properly and you listened, and now we can put the past behind us. You forgive me, right? We're good now. We can move on, right? Wait, what? What did you just say? So, since we've made up, let's just leave the past in the past, okay? It's all water under the bridge now. What really matters is the future. Speaking of which, when do I get to meet your husband? I want you to introduce me. Oh, by the way, I did a little digging online. Looks like he's doing pretty well for himself. He must be making a lot of money, right? And you two must be living in a fancy house. So, how about you tell me the address? I'll come visit sometime. I'd love to see the place and have a little tour. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. You're being way too pushy. I can't just give you my address like that. We literally just started talking again. Oh, come on. Don't be so uptight. I'm just excited, that's all. It's been so long since I've talked to my precious daughter. I guess I just got a little carried away. But anyway, now that we've made up, I'll be in touch more often, okay? We're mother and daughter, after all. We should make up for lost time. I'll call you soon. Bye-bye, Elora. Hey, Dad. You won't believe this. Mom just texted me, out of the blue, for the first time in 10 years.
What? You're saying she finally contacted you too?
Huh? Wait, too? What do you mean? Did she text you as well?
No, not me, at least not yet, but I've been hearing from the relatives. Apparently she's been reaching out to a lot of them, and from what I've heard, most of those calls have been about money. She's been asking them for loans.
Wait, loans?
Yeah, I take it she didn't mention anything like that to you? According to the family, it sounds like she's finally separated from that man she ran off with. And from what they've said, she's barely working, if at all. Her finances are a mess. She's practically begging anyone she can think of for help. Money for living expenses, debts piling up. She's desperate.
No way. She didn't say anything like that to me. Not a word. She made it sound like she called just to wish me well. Apparently, she heard about my wedding somewhere. She said she wanted to congratulate me. As a mother, she had to call her daughter on such an important day. At least, that's what she claimed.
Wait, she knows about your wedding?
Yeah, and not just that. She somehow found out that my husband is a company executive. She even mentioned it specifically. She was practically drooling over the fact that I married someone successful. She said something like, "Oh, you must be living in a really nice house, right? I'd love to come visit sometime." She was being so pushy, it honestly made me nervous. I couldn't tell if she was being sincere or if there was something else behind it. But now, after hearing what you said, it makes sense. She probably only reached out to me because she thought I was loaded. She must have assumed I was living the high life, and that's why she came on so strong.
Yeah, I'm almost certain that's the reason. I'd bet anything that before long she's gonna ask you for money. She probably wanted to start by buttering you up first, making you feel all warm and fuzzy by playing the proud mom card, but eventually she'll start asking for favors. She'll say something like, "You're doing so well, can't you just help out your poor mother a little?" Mark my words.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that now. But still, isn't it strange that she hasn't called you? I mean, if she's going around contacting relatives left and right, wouldn't you be the first one she'd try to squeeze money out of? Why hasn't she reached out to you yet? It doesn't make sense.
It's pretty obvious, really. Either she thinks I'm already dead or she assumes I'm still bedridden and helpless. I'll bet anything she believes I'm still just rotting away in a hospital somewhere. I heard from the family that she was actually asking around about my insurance payout. She was nosing around trying to find out if there was any leftover life insurance money. That tells me she still sees me as a worthless burden. She probably figures there's no point in asking me for anything since I'm supposedly useless to her now.
Wow, so that's how she thinks of you. After everything you went through. After everything she put you through.
Yeah, but you know what? It's fine. It's actually a relief she hasn't called. I have no interest in hearing from her ever again. If she's still the same woman who abandoned us all those years ago, then I have nothing to say to her.
I get that. Honestly, Dad, I don't want you getting mixed up with her. I mean, I know she's still technically my mother, but I don't want you having to deal with her nonsense ever again. You've been through enough.
Elora, I know you're worried about me, and I appreciate that, but listen, she may be your mother, and no matter how awful she was, that bond will always be there. If you ever decide that you want to talk to her, meet her, or even try to patch things up, that's your choice. I won't stop you. You're free to decide for yourself. I just want you to know that.
Thanks, Dad. But honestly, I don't think you need to worry about that. I'm not interested in reconnecting with her. Sure, she apologized to me. She even seemed sincere about it. But that doesn't change what she did. Her apology doesn't magically erase the years of pain and abandonment. Some things just can't be forgiven that easily. Not after everything she put us through.
I see. I understand. And you're right. You have every reason to feel that way. But if she keeps hounding you or things get out of hand, let me know. I won't let her drag you into her mess. I'll step in and take care of it. You've got nothing to worry about, okay?
Thanks, Dad. That means a lot. And hey, you be careful too, all right? She may not have called you yet, but you never know. Just be on guard. Laura, I'm here to help you. You don't have to struggle with your father's care all on your own anymore. What? Wait, Mom? Is that you? That's right. Surprised, huh? I heard the news from one of our relatives. It seems your father is still alive and kicking. Honestly, I was sure he must have been long gone by now. I mean, his condition was getting worse and worse, and he was bedridden last I heard. I just assumed he had finally kicked the bucket. Don't you dare go around acting like my father is dead. He's still here, still fighting. Oh, I know. I should have realized it sooner. It's all thanks to you, isn't it? You've been busting your butt taking care of him, huh? But hey, you did just get married recently, didn't you? Being newlyweds is supposed to be the happiest time of your life, and yet here you are wasting it caring for a bedridden old man. That's just tragic. So, I've made up my mind. I'm going to help you out. Help me? Wait, what exactly do you mean by that? It's simple. I'll take over. I'll be the one to care for your father. That way, you and your darling husband can focus on your new life together without any worries. No more stress, no more burden, just carefree wedded bliss. And as for your poor helpless father, you can leave him to me. I'll handle everything. You won't have to lift a finger. Wait, you're going to do the caregiving? You, the woman who abandoned him when he needed you most? Do you seriously expect me to believe you're suddenly willing to take on the responsibility of looking after him? Oh-ho! Don't you worry your pretty little head about that. This time, I promise, I won't run away. No sudden disappearing acts. I'm completely serious about this. You can count on me. Trust me. Oh, but you know, there is just one tiny thing I'll ask for in return. Since I'm offering to do such a huge favor for you, it's only fair, right? Nothing big, just a little reward. How about a modest salary for my caregiving services? What? Salary? Are you seriously asking me to pay you to care for the man you once abandoned? Oh, come on now. Let's be reasonable. You know perfectly well that your father and I are divorced. Technically, we're no longer family. I mean, sure. It would be nice if I could do it out of the goodness of my heart, but since we're just strangers now, I can't be expected to do it for free, right? You understand, don't you? Unbelievable. Okay, fine. Let's say I did agree to this ridiculous idea. How much are you even asking for? What's your price? Oh! I knew you'd be practical about it. I knew you were still my smart little girl. But you know what? I'm feeling generous. I'll make this super easy for you. I don't want cash. Nope. Instead, I'll take stock. Your husband's company stock. Just a little bit, that's all. Wait, stock? You want shares in my husband's company? You're telling me you don't want cash. You want equity? Exactly! You see, stocks are just so much smarter. If I own some shares, I'll get dividends every year, right? That means I'll have a steady stream of passive income. It's way more lucrative than getting a one-time payment, wouldn't you agree? You know, there are people who literally live off dividends alone. No need for a job, just free money rolling in every year. And your husband's company is doing so well, isn't it? I did a little research. The stock price keeps climbing. It's only going to get more and more valuable. So, if I get some shares now, they'll be worth dozens of times more in the future. It's a win-win, isn't it genius? Huh, I see. Well, you've clearly put a lot of thought into this. But just to be clear, if you want me to hand over something as valuable as my husband's stock, you'll have to provide some serious caregiving in exchange. I mean, real caregiving. You're going to take full responsibility for my father, right? Morning till night, around the clock. You'll handle everything, won't you? Huh? What do you mean by everything? Oh, come on. You know exactly what I mean. You'll be doing it all. Toileting, bathing, feeding, dressing, repositioning him so he doesn't get bed sores. You'll handle every bit of it, right? I mean, if you're asking for stock worth that much, you wouldn't be cutting corners, would you? Wait, hold on. You want me to do all of that? What? You didn't expect that? Surely you know what caring for a bedridden person actually entails. You weren't just tossing around the word caregiving without knowing what it really means, right? You're not saying you offered to take over just to get your hands on some quick money, are you? No way. You wouldn't stoop that low, right? Of course not. I know exactly what I'm getting into. I'm totally prepared. I can handle it. And if it means I get those stocks, then I'll do whatever it takes. You just leave your father's care to me. In exchange, you hand over a hefty chunk of your CEO husband's stock. My father and mother are doing just fine, actually. What? I'm sorry. I appreciate your determination and all, but my father has fully recovered. His illness is gone, and he's walking on his own 2 feet again. And you know what? He's not alone anymore. He has a wife by his side, someone he can rely on. So, you see, there's nothing he needs from you. He's doing just fine without you. Wait, hold on. What did you just say? Your father recovered? And a wife? Wait, are you telling me he remarried? Yeah, he did. You know, his condition kept deteriorating back then. He was getting weaker so quickly. It was terrifying. He ended up bedridden in no time. And while he was fighting for his life, you ran off with your lover. Do you have any idea what that was like for me? I was still in elementary school, left all alone. But thankfully, there were so many kind people, hospital staff, social workers, who stepped in to help us. Because of them, my father was able to keep receiving treatment. And then he got better, slowly but surely. And during that time, he fell in love with one of the nurses who had been caring for him. They supported each other through everything. And now, they're married. What? It's true. Even the doctors called his recovery a miracle. They couldn't believe he pulled through. Everyone says it's the miracle of their love. How poetic, right? People actually tease them about it. They call them the miracle couple. This can't be happening. He was so sick I thought he'd never recover. And now he's walking again? Not only that, he even has another woman by his side. It's all right, Mom. Our family isn't struggling anymore. We don't need you, and we don't need your pity. But you know, there are a lot of people out there who do need help. So, if you're really in such a tough spot financially, why don't you go work at a care facility? I hear they're always hiring. What? I know all about your situation. I heard you and your affair partner split up. You've been desperate ever since, haven't you? Begging people for money, moving from place to place, trying to find a handout. Pathetic. Wait. How did you? I know more than you think. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's a nursing home in this area that's hiring. With your background, I bet they'd hire you right away. So go on, go get yourself a job. Good luck. Wait, Elora, don't just walk away. Please don't end it like this. I can't handle saying goodbye like this. What? I had no idea your father remarried. I mean, it's wonderful that he recovered, of course it is. But another woman by his side? I can't accept that. Our family doesn't need some outsider. We can still be a family again, just the 3 of us. Let's get rid of that woman and go back to how things used to be. We can be a family again. Don't you want that too, Elora? Huh? You don't understand. Your father only fell for that nurse because she helped him during his recovery. It's just gratitude, not love. I know that if he saw me again, he'd want to be with me. I'm sure of it. You think so too, right? So let's work together. Let's drive that woman out. You and me, we're his real family, not her. No. To me, my family is my father and his wife, Amy. That's it. What?
And to me, my family is Elora and Amy. That's all. Beth, you're not my family anymore. You're nothing but a stranger to me.
Wait. No. Wait, David?
It's been a long time, Beth. You look surprisingly healthy.
David! I can't believe it. You're walking again. You look so well. Oh, God. David! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for leaving you or abandoning you when you were sick. I was awful. But please believe me. I never stopped loving you. I only left because I loved you too much to watch you suffer. I was scared. I couldn't bear it. You understand, don't you? You have to understand.
What?
I ran away because I loved you. I couldn't stand watching you get weaker. And you wouldn't have wanted me to see you like that, right? You didn't want your wife to see you suffering, did you? I was thinking of you, David. I only left because I cared. You know that, right?
You really have some nerve. Spouting that nonsense with a straight face. You abandoned me. You abandoned Elora. Don't you dare try to justify it. I know what you were doing while I was rotting away in that hospital bed. You were off with your lover, living it up. You were laughing behind my back, calling me a useless man. You said I was a pathetic breadwinner who couldn't even provide. You even joked with him about how you wished you'd taken out a bigger life insurance policy on me. Don't deny it. I heard it all.
No, that's not.
I only have two people in my life who matter now. Elora and my wife, Amy. You're nothing. You're an outsider. Get it through your head. You're not part of this family anymore.
No.
You know what Amy said to me when I was still bedridden and hopeless, when the doctors said my chances of recovering were slim? She looked me in the eye and said, I'm staying, no matter what. I'll be by your side forever. Even after I was discharged, when my muscles were too weak to stand on my own, when I needed months of grueling rehab just to walk again, she stayed. She didn't leave. She took care of me. And she loved Elora as if she were her own daughter.
I was thinking of you too, David.
Don't lie to me. If you truly cared, you wouldn't have left your daughter. I could understand you giving up on me, but you abandoned Elora. You left your own child behind. A child barely old enough to understand what was happening. You left her to deal with everything alone. And you know what? She never once cried in front of me. Not once. Every single day she came to visit me at the hospital. And when I remarried, she was the first one to give me her blessing. She welcomed Amy with open arms. That's the kind of daughter you left behind. And now you have the audacity to show your face here?
David.
Listen to me, Beth. Never come near us again. I've built my life. I've recovered. I've returned to work. And Elora is married now. We're happy. Happier than we've ever been. If you try to destroy the happiness we've finally found, I will never forgive you. Do you understand?
Elora, please, I'm begging you. I'll get down on my knees if I have to. No, I'll grovel in the dirt. Just lend me some money, please.
You do remember what my father said to you, right? He told you never to come near us again, and yet here you are, actually daring to contact me. You've got some nerve.
I know. I know what he said. But this time I swear this will be the last time. I promise. Please, Elora, just this once, just this one time. I'm begging you. Help me. Please save me.
If you're that desperate for money, why not just go to a loan shark or a consumer finance company? You're already groveling, right? I'm sure if you beg them with the same pathetic desperation, they'll be happy to lend you some cash.
I can't. No one will lend to me anymore. I've already defaulted on every loan I took out. I'm blacklisted now.
What? Are you serious?
You knew I was struggling to make ends meet, didn't you? Even if we're apart, that doesn't change the fact that I'm still your mother. I'm the one who gave birth to you. When a mother is in trouble, it's only natural for her daughter to help her out. That's your duty as my child.
Huh?
Don't you dare look at me like that. You should be grateful to me. Do you have any idea why you were able to marry that rich, successful husband of yours? It's all thanks to me. You were born with this face because I made you beautiful. You're living your cushy, luxurious life because I gave birth to you. So what's a little gratitude? You should be throwing some of that money my way as thanks.
You think I'm married because of you? You've got it all wrong. I have the life I do thanks to Amy, not you. You had nothing to do with it. You're just the woman who happened to give birth to me, nothing more. So don't act so self-important.
What?
You heard me. I was abandoned by you when I was still a child. My father was bedridden, stuck in a hospital room, slowly wasting away. And I was left to fend for myself. You ran off with your lover, leaving me behind without a second thought. But you know who was there for me? Amy.
Amy?
When I was a kid, she was the one who sat beside me in that sterile hospital room, helping me with my homework. She made time for me on weekends, coming over to our house to cook for me. She taught me how to take care of myself. She showed me how to be strong, how to be kind, and how to survive. She gave me guidance, wisdom, and warmth. Everything I am today, I owe it all to Amy, not you.
No, that can't be.
When I started dating my husband, Amy was the one I confided in. She was the one who listened to my worries. She gave me advice. She encouraged me. She supported me like a real mother. That's what she is to me, my mother. I can't even imagine anyone else in that role. Not you. Never you.
How? How can you say something so cruel? I'm the one who gave birth to you. Without me, you wouldn't even be alive. And now you have the audacity to abandon your own mother? What kind of monster have you become? You're the worst daughter a mother could have.
A daughter born from the worst mother in the world. I guess it makes sense, doesn't it? Like mother, like daughter.
You wretched brat.
You left me. I left you. Seems like we're even, don't you think?
Wait! Please, Elora. I'll apologize. I'll get down on my knees and beg for forgiveness. I'll do anything. I regret everything. I swear I do. So please don't abandon me. Not you too. Don't leave me all alone.
After that, I immediately blocked all of my mother's contact information. Not long after, she stormed over to my father's house, demanding that he leave his current wife and get back together with her. She reportedly caused a huge scene right in front of his home, shouting and behaving violently. However, the police were quickly called, and she was promptly taken away. It turned out that she had been dodging debt collectors and fleeing from people she had borrowed money from. When she was arrested, she was handed over to those very creditors. Rumor has it that she is now working both day and night to repay her debts. During the day at an acquaintance's factory and at night at a seedy bar. Thanks to her situation, she no longer tries to contact or harass me or my father. We've been enjoying peaceful, quiet days ever since.
Nicole, did you really get a divorce? I overheard some of this from Mom and Dad.
Now that I think about it, I never did tell you, did I, Tessa? Actually, just last month, Kyle and I got a divorce. There were a few reasons behind why it happened to us, but there was no working our way around them.
Dang! That's freaking hilarious, actually. I can't believe things happened just like I imagined they would with you getting divorced only a few months after marriage.
What?
People say that beautiful women only have 3 days before their man gets tired of their looks, right? And no matter how beautiful of a woman you are, Nicole, you can't just expect to keep a husband around with your looks. So no wonder things didn't last. Everyone should know by now that it's more about what's on the inside than what's on the outside when it comes to women.
Huh?
In other words, just because your face is nice, that doesn't mean that Kyle really felt that attached to you internally. Honestly, I'm not sure how a handsome and elite man like Kyle even got married to you in the first place. Wah. That's what happens when you're nothing more than looks. And now that you have a divorce under your belt, you're screwed.
Hey, Tessa, your older sister just had a divorce and you're not even going to try to comfort her?
Who is wanting to comfort you? If anything, I'm happy that you got divorced. The more and more unhappy you are, the better I feel about myself.
What did you say?
Ever since you were a teen, you've always lived in the spotlight due to your good looks, right? And all of the people I had a crush on went to you because you looked so pretty. Because of you, I was always having to cry myself to sleep at night knowing I would never be able to get a man myself with you around. But now the tables have finally turned. The fact that I'm now doing a ton better than you at this game called life really does bring great tears of joy to my eyes.
Huh?
After all, I was able to get married before you, right? And right now, I'm pregnant with the child of a man that loves me. Right now, I'm living a life that is tens of times more joyful and exciting than yours.
What? You're pregnant now? Well, that's some really good news. Congrats. How many months are you along now?
5 months now, and that's why starting next week, I'll be coming back home to Mom and Dad's house.
What? You're coming home?
When I went and talked with Dad about it, he told me that you've hunkered down at their place ever since your divorce. The fact that your reason for being back home with Mom and Dad was so sad compared to mine made me laugh my butt off.
I never said that I was sad about what happened or about having to come home to Mom and Dad's house.
You trying so hard to look tough now only makes you look more depressing. I'm sorry. You just got divorced from Kyle and all and are really down in spirit. And, well, I just went and showed you how happy my life is, which is probably something you didn't want to see. I hope you don't take your anger and jealousy out on me when I come back home with my baby.
I would never take anything out on you.
I made the right choice focusing on becoming a better person on the inside instead of the outside like you. When it comes to marriage, it's all about what's on the inside and not about what's on the outside, right? I went and studied cooking at school and learned how to clean and do laundry, and I also studied how to behave like a woman. After studying all of those things, my skills grew as a woman, and I was able to get married early and start a wonderful life with my husband. Yet you, who only ever focused on your beauty and such, never made it past dating men and has to live with your failures for the rest of your life.
You're starting to become really energetic over there, Tessa. Are you really that happy about the fact that I had a divorce?
I'm not happy about the divorce itself. I'm happy that I've finally finished on top above you and am living the life you wish you could have. Now, starting next week, I'll be seeing you back at Mom and Dad's house. And when you see my large belly carrying my baby, you can break down and cry some more.
Hey, Nicole, you know about how today Tessa will be coming home, right? That's why I've made sure to put a lot of your things in the storage room down in the basement.
What?
While you've been out doing things, I took the chance to move a lot of your stuff, and starting today, your room is being used by Tessa, which means you'll be living in the basement from now on.
Hold on a second, Dad. Why do I have to go and live down there? Isn't her room still open and ready for her to live in?
I thought you noticed that I turned her room into my study, and I wasn't going to make someone as important as a pregnant woman sleep on the couch. That's why I'm having her take your room from you. A shameful divorced woman like you can go live in the cold and dark basement now.
Excuse me?
Jesus Christ, you really have lost everything you once had. When you were younger, I could brag about you all day because you were my cute little girl. But after just 3 months of being married, you ended up getting divorced and had to come all the way back here. Because of you, your mom and I have become a laughingstock to the whole neighborhood.
Are you freaking kidding me? Who the hell is at fault for me having to come all the way back to your house?
Excuse me?
Both you and Mom started to say some terrible things to Kyle. The moment you both learned that he was making over $100,000 a year, you both started to talk about his money all the time and asking when he was going to give some of it to you both. Then, when he would try to refrain from talking about his income, you both started to tell him that he had to send you both $3,000 a month in order to pay for you guys to remodel the house. And after weeks of you both constantly badgering him for his money, he finally drew the line and said we needed to get a divorce.
Shut your mouth. We gave up our cute little girl so that he could have a wife, so we assumed he would be willing to give us some money in return for you.
Am I some kind of object to you then?
Yet instead, that bastard returned you back to us. We don't need some kind of divorced daughter in our family. You are worthless to us now. And after all that work getting your mom to give birth to such a beautiful girl like you, And after all the work I put in to make sure you had the best cosmetics to boost your beauty even further, now all you are to this family is a shameful burden that we don't want to be seen.
Huh?
All you're good for is your face, and had you used that face to get us a man with lots of money, we would have been pleased. Then he could have used his money to take care of your mom and I, as well as the house. And we were so close to it with that bastard, but he never once sent us the money we asked for and sent you back to us with a divorce.
So that's how you've always thought of me, huh, Dad? The fact that all you could think of me as was a way of making money makes both you and Mom frickin' jokes.
The only joke here is you, a beautiful lady with a divorce record, loses almost all her worth in this world. All you have is a good-looking face, while inside you're nothing but sadness. You got all of our hopes up for nothing. All you've done is bring great shame to this family. And that means that from now on, your mom and I will be putting all of our attention towards Tessa and not a drop of it into you.
What?
I get that unlike you, Tessa isn't all that pretty. I never had very high hopes for her before, but she did get married before you and now has a baby on the way. Which means that very soon here, your mom and I will have our first cute grandbaby coming from her. She's the best daughter ever. Her husband isn't making as much as I hoped for, but with a little push, I'm sure we can get him some promotions. Thank goodness your mom and I had 2 daughters, just in case something like this happened.
You are being such a dick right now that I'm actually starting to really hate you. How can someone like you even be my father? Honestly, thinking about it thoroughly, you and Mom, along with Tessa, should all be ashamed of yourselves.
How dare you say that when you're the one living in our house? Anywho, you're gonna be living down in the storage room in the basement from now on, and there you can think about the person you really are to this family.
I went ahead and tossed all your things out of the house now. So could you get lost now as well? And don't ever come back to this house again.
What?
While you've been out of the house playing around, I went and had all your things tossed out of the house. Now go out there and collect all your things and get lost, you pain in the butt.
Why is this happening to me now? I've been making sure to not get in your way while you're back home getting ready to have your baby. And I've remained quiet about the fact that I need to sleep down in the basement now.
Just having a divorced woman like you in the house is more than enough to get in our way. Just having the aura of a single used-up woman in the basement pisses me off. You just being around us has left this house smelling like sadness and despair. Huh? Mom and Dad have been saying the same things as well. And they would like for a shameful daughter like you to get out of their house as soon as possible. They've also been calling you this household's parasite.
Excuse me?
Of course you divorced women are all terrible at being kind to others. I heard that Mom and Dad have even been looking for another man for you to marry, yet you continue to say no to every single one of them. And that's why all 3 of us have been sighing about you being nothing more than a pain in the butt.
I never asked Mom or Dad to go out looking for another man for me, so of course I'm going to be telling every one of them no. And to make things even more creepy, most of the men they bring me are in their 60s. To them, all they care about is that the man has money and nothing else.
Are you really in a position to choose what man you get next? Especially when you're only good for your face and have a history of divorce under your belt now.
Huh?
I think Mom and Dad have finally come around to understanding it. Just because their daughter looks good doesn't mean that she'll be able to bring them any fortune after getting married to a rich man, and that all you are is useless baggage. Just yesterday, they told me that the only daughter they need now is me, since I'm someone they can still feel proud of.
What?
In the past, Mom and Dad only ever cared about you because you had really good looks. And them spoiling you all the time like that really made me jealous of you. But finally, after so long, they both are finally looking at me. They've even started asking me if I'd like to move back in with them for good, with my husband, of course.
I see. So, Really, right now I'm nothing more than said useless baggage. But forcing me out of the house out of left field like this? I don't care whether this pisses you off or not. Women like you, who've already had a divorce and are single now, deserve to live alone. Get out of the house right now, you parasite. Are you sure? Well, don't mind if I do. Huh? I'm really going to leave the house now then. I've been waiting for this day for a long time now. After having been treated like trash in that house ever since the divorce, I am so happy to finally have a chance to leave. What is going on here? Why are you so happy? Do you have any idea what's going on right now? Are you screwed in the head or something? You shouldn't be that happy about being kicked out of this house. I know exactly what's going on here. I am being kicked out of Mom and Dad's house and can finally be free again. Now I can finally go back to my beloved Kyle and make things right with him. What? After being kicked out by him, you're going to go back? He didn't just get rid of me for no reason. We had a plan behind the divorce, and I was actually the one to divorce him. Actually, the correct way to look at it is I asked for the divorce. Huh? The reason I asked for the divorce is because of Mom and Dad. By having them around us all the time, I just knew things weren't going to end up well for Kyle. Both of them kept pestering him about how he needed to start sending them money because they allowed me to marry him. It was driving the both of us up the wall. So in the end, I asked him for a divorce so that he didn't have to deal with them any longer. I seriously could not stand all the crap Mom and Dad were saying. So we made a plan to divorce for a little while until I had gone and dealt with Mom and Dad for good. So you really asked for a divorce and then went back to Mom and Dad's house? And the timing for it was perfect, as Kyle was about to leave on an overseas business trip, which, by the way, has now turned into him living overseas for a while. I knew him leaving would be the perfect chance, and so we signed the divorce papers and then were able to get away from one another for a bit. I didn't want to let Mom and Dad get anywhere near him anymore, so I went home saying that he was the one who divorced me. I told them that he was tired of me being nothing but pretty and left me for another woman who actually had a personality. But that's not the real reason at all, right? Kyle was crying the day he had to sign the divorce papers, saying he would be lonely without me for the next few months. What? The other option we had was me completely cutting ties to both Mom and Dad and then leaving the country with him. But I still had some respect for both Mom and Dad since they raised me. I was hoping that after moving back home I could sit down with them and talk things over about why the divorce really had to happen. But neither of them would ever listen to me. They seemed to think that since I was the reason for the divorce, I was an embarrassment to them and used that reason to always pick on me. That was going on this whole time and only became worse the moment you came home with your baby. So for the past couple of weeks, I've already been preparing myself to leave this place and never come back. Is that right? I thought that before I left, I could at least stick around and see you having your cute little baby. And that's why I've kind of been holding off from leaving in the middle of the night. But the dreariness of living in the basement now and always having to listen to you talking crap about me has really changed my heart for good. Things have been really getting to the point now where I just couldn't stand any of you anymore. So thank you for kicking me out today. So now you're going to go find Kyle and remarry him? Yes, that's the plan. I just got off a video call with him a little bit ago while I was at the park. I was telling him that things were getting so bad here that I'd be coming out to see him soon. And you know what Kyle said? Hurry up and come be with me again. I never thought that you and him were still talking. Well, it doesn't matter to me whether you've had plans of getting back together with your ex or not. Both Mom and Dad are done with you, and now I've become their one and only daughter, which means that from now on, they'll both be spoiling me. And if you decide to really live with them for good luck to you. It's not going to be as hard as you think. I was planning to come and live with them for a long time now, and when I'm here, they both can't help but spoil me and their soon-to-be-born grandbaby. And I also plan to help them by putting some money into their wallets, unlike their greedy first daughter. So you and your husband will be giving them the $3,000 a month they asked Kyle and I for? That's a lot more money than I expected from you guys. What? Mom and Dad were trying to force Kyle to give them $3,000 a month, which means they will be asking that much from you guys now, right? They also told us that we needed to pay them to get the house remodeled. So you guys will be handling that now too, right? After all, you both are going to be living with Mom and Dad forever soon, right?
Wait a sec. What? You're lying about the $3,000 a month thing, right?
Good luck. I need to get home to grab all my things and then get ready to go and see my man again.
Hey, Nicole. I heard about this from Tessa. You've left the house and are getting back together with Kyle? If you've really decided to get remarried to that elite, then I'll forgive you. So you come back to this house right now.
Huh? You have Tessa and her husband there now, right? My room is also taken, so there's no place for me to sleep in that house now, right? And actually, I don't even want to go back there, so it's fine.
I'll kick both Tessa and her man out right now, so you need to come back here now.
What?
I never thought that Tessa and her husband could be such a useless couple. Even though I was being so generous by kicking you out and having them come live here, neither of them have any money.
They only just moved in and you're already wanting them out? You're supposed to be getting a cute little grandbaby soon as well, yet you want to kick them out and onto the streets?
I look forward to the baby, but I don't want to take care of it or the two useless lovers. Yet for some reason, Tessa keeps telling your mom and I that we have to be the ones to take care of her baby. And that's not all. She's asking us to pay for her baby.
What? She has?
I was really happy when she agreed to live here again with us and her husband. And she told me she'd give us some money every month as well to help out. So when I went and told her to give us the $3,000 we needed, she told me she couldn't pay it. She told me she was only thinking of giving us $100 a month.
I knew that you'd want to get that $3,000 from them as well. But to be honest with you, I don't think they were even planning on paying you that $100.
$100 for allowing them to live here is way too little. That's why I tried to make a deal by saying next time they just had to pay me $1,000. But when I said that, she told me it would be impossible for them. And after she told me the reason for why that is, I learned that her husband had lost his company job.
Seriously?
Right now he's working as some sort of a contractor of sorts, but this year he won't be making the same kind of money he made at that company before. And that meant each month they can only pay me $100 and nothing more. It turns out that after giving birth to her baby, Tessa wants to go to work as well. And that's why she's asked your mom and I to take care of the baby.
So not only is she willing to hand over $100 a month to live with you and Mom, but she's also asking you to take care of her baby when she's had it?
She's also asking that we give her money for the baby. She said that because she has to go through all that work to give us a cute grandbaby, we needed to reward her. She also handed your mom and I a list of things she wants us to buy for her baby before she gives birth.
Really?
I never thought that our Tessa was such a selfish and greedy child. Things have gone way off the rails now. I had to have a talk with your mom about her. And in the end, we decided that we had to get you to come back. If you're gonna get back together with Kyle again, then I don't care about you having a divorce before. Come back to your parents' house right now.
You all are quite some selfish idiots, aren't you? You already kicked me out of your house thinking about yourselves, yet are now asking for me back? Say that all you'd like, but it's not happening. I've run off with my man now, and we are no longer living in the US.
What did you say? You guys already left the country?
I don't ever want to go back to a crappy family like yours. So no matter how much you tell me to come back, I'm not.
Then at least send us some money. I won't ask for such a selfish amount as $3,000, all right? Just $1,000 will do. That should be nothing for your husband to have to pay us, right?
Huh? We're not going to give you guys a penny even. I can't believe you have the balls to be asking Kyle and I for money after all you've done to me.
What? I just lowered the amount by 2/3 and you're still not going to pay? We are your parents, Nicole. It is your duty as a child to do everything for your parents and be a good kid.
I don't have any parents, though. I cut ties to the both of them already and am a lonely child now.
What?
So you can forget about any money coming from me. I will not allow a penny of the money my husband works so hard for to go into your greedy little pockets.
Hey, you're lying. Your mom and I raised you from a little tiny baby. What do you think you're doing, throwing both of your parents away after they birthed you as a beautiful woman?
You both were the ones to throw me out first, right? So cut the BS trying to act like you're the victims now.
What did you just say?
I had tried for months to get you and Mom to sit down and talk with me about resolving some of the issues we'd had. I wanted to tell you both that you couldn't use my husband as an ATM. But neither you or Mom would ever give me a second of your time and would just continue to talk to me like I was a disgrace. And now the results of those actions are this: your daughter cutting ties to you and running off forever.
I won't allow this. I won't allow my daughter to tell me that she's cutting ties to us.
Well, tough crap, because I just said it and I'll say it again and again. I have cut ties to you and Mom and will never be going back to that hell. As for your guys' contacts, I'm deleting them right now. And if we ever move back to the US, I'm not telling you anything. Because I don't ever want to see you guys again.
What?
The only daughter you and Mom have now is Tessa. Yet now you're trying to kick her out of your house. If you do that, you won't have any kids to be proud of anymore.
I don't want that. I need you guys around me so that I don't have to work anymore in my old age.
Well, you can't ask me for help anymore, so the only person you have left is her. I'm not even going to your funeral when you kick the can. That's how much I despise both Mom and you.
What am I going to do, Nicole? I'm most likely going to be getting divorced here soon.
What? What's going on with you now? I get that a lot had to happen before, but weren't you finally able to live at Mom and Dad's house with your husband and baby? And I've heard from others that you guys all living together has been going well.
Up until now, things have somehow worked out, but ever since I had the baby, things went downhill. The family is falling apart now.
Oh?
Last week, I finally had my baby, but since then, my husband and everyone have been terrible to me. They take a look at my baby and call it a monkey and wonder why it's so ugly.
Seriously?
And Dad keeps going on about how you were cute the moment you were born, and so this baby should be cute as well. Mom, Dad, and my husband all say they can't love my baby if it's this ugly, so neither of them will be helping us raise it now. All they keep saying are these terrible things about my baby, and I just can't stand it anymore.
That really does suck, doesn't it?
And this has led to my husband becoming really upset with me now. Because not only has his baby turned out to be ugly, but both Mom and Dad have started to drill into him about his job. They keep asking him when he's going to find a proper job again and stop working as a contractor. And then they go on about how he needs to find a job and start putting that money into the house, or else he'll become a parasite like you were. And after a few days of that, my husband got fed up and left the house.
Wow. I could see anyone leaving the house after having to hear all of that.
But I only just had our baby. Right now, my husband is going to live somewhere else, and neither Mom or Dad are willing to help with their grandbaby. I can't take it anymore, Nicole. I haven't even been able to sleep ever since having this baby.
But you shouldn't be crying to me about all of that. I'm no longer a part of that family. So I don't really care about what happens to you there.
Why are you being so cold to me? Why is everyone being so mean to me now? All I did was move back home with Mom and Dad, hoping to have a fun and relaxing life here. I also thought that I was finally becoming Mom and Dad's most important daughter, and I thought that they'd both spoil me and my baby by taking care of them for me.
And if you end up having to get a divorce now, things will only suck worse. You'll finally become that divorced, single, useless woman that you were making fun of me for being.
I don't want to become divorced. I have to become happier than you no matter what. I have to avoid this divorce and make things right with Mom and Dad. I have to win against you or else I'll...
You really are an idiot for thinking that life is all about winning and losing. If you really only care about winning and nothing else, then how about you do that with your own strength instead of relying on putting down others in order to do so? I'm not sure if you'll ever be able to dig your way out of that hole now, though, but I don't really care. A few days after that conversation, Tessa was told by her husband that he wanted to get a divorce and that he'd be letting her keep full custody over their newborn baby. And after the divorce, the money that would come from her ex as child support went right to Tessa's parents to use instead of her and the baby. This soon led to Tessa blowing up in front of the both of them, and she began to throw things around the house in a fight against her mom and dad's selfishness. Tessa and her dad really got into it during that fight, and all their yelling about how terrible of parents they were, and about how terrible of a daughter she was, rang out through the neighborhood. Those words would leave an everlasting impression on the area, as all of the residents now refer to Tessa and her mom and dad as trashy and shameful. I sure do feel bad for the newborn that lives in that house with those 3 horrible people, but hopefully it makes it to an age where it can move out of there on its own and never have to be around any one of them again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Mom, I just went and handed in yours and Dad's divorce papers for you guys. What? That means you are no longer my mom anymore. And people that aren't a part of the family anymore need to leave this house. At least that's what Dad has always told me. Huh? What are you going on about, Madison? You really think I'm going to fall for a joke like that one? You couldn't have actually handed in our divorce papers without one of us being there. The people never would have taken them from you. I'm not joking, Mom. This is very real. I really did just go into the courthouse and hand your divorce papers to the person at the desk. She was a bit surprised to see me handing in papers like that, but she took them from me anyway. So there. What? Mom, you have been really annoying lately. And I mean really, really annoying. Always making little comments about me like I'm causing you problems or something. And even this morning you were getting all upset over nothing, right? Your room is still dirty. Why haven't you cleaned out your lunchbox? Why are all your dirty clothes still in the bathroom? Yeah. I had to listen to little annoying things like that all the time from you. So, after thinking about how to get rid of you, I came up with a really good plan. And that plan was, by having you get divorced from Dad, you can no longer live in this house with us. Huh? I'm a really smart middle schooler, aren't I? I was able to copy both of your signatures onto those papers. Luckily, I had a lot of practice with that from signing you guys' signatures on all kinds of papers at school. Oh, and along with your fake signatures, I was able to find all the information I needed about you guys from all those files you left in the desk drawer. And with the kind lady at the courthouse taking those papers for me and not questioning a thing, my plan is now complete. You're lying, right? Hold on now, Madison. So you actually walked to the courthouse today and handed in your dad's and my divorce papers? Your very own parents' divorce papers? I bet you are freaking out right now. But I'd be freaking out too if I were you. Because in your situation without Dad around, you are nothing more than a jobless loser. And now that I've handed in you guys' papers, you are pretty much done for, Mom. Ha! The reason I was always making all those comments was to make sure you'd be ready for your future and can take care of yourself, all right? You are a middle schooler now, yet there are a lot of things you still don't take care of that you should be able to manage. And anytime I would try and punish you, you'd just start to throw a temper tantrum like you're still 5. If you don't learn how to start being responsible for the things you do and say, you're going to have a tough time as an adult. No university is going to want to deal with you. No job is going to want to deal with you. And no man will ever want to be around you.
So even if some of my comments are harsh, that's because I love you, and I want to see you succeed in the future.
What are you talking about, you old doofus? And what's wrong with me not being able to do everything myself? The whole reason you're always home and don't work is to clean up after me and cook everything I want, right? I'm the reason you've been a part of this family in the first place. But since you want to complain all the time about that, you can say goodbye to this family now. Dad and I don't need you around because we both know we were only leaving the chores and cooking alone so that you'd actually have something to do.
Excuse me.
I bet you always complain because you want to have an easy life, right? You probably married a man like that thinking he'd be able to make the money and pay the bills, all while you sat back and used his money. However, that's not the life you get to live now. Your job isn't to sit around all day and complain, and what you've been doing to me sure isn't because you love me. You're supposed to be the housewife, yet all you do is slack off. Ha!
How come you've started to think like that?
This is the punishment you get for slacking off and not doing your job as a housewife. Ha! I bet you never thought the day would come when your own daughter would hand in your divorce papers and get you kicked out of the house. Now you're not only going to be jobless, but you'll have no house either.
Well, that's what'll happen to your father, actually.
What?
Before, I was always home doing things a housewife would do, like the chores and cooking 3 meals a day for everyone. But now I've been working from home. You've been living with me this whole time and never noticed me in my office doing work on the computer?
Since when have you been working an actual job? You had always done the chores here. What else are you trying to say you've been doing? Oh, right! Sometimes I'll see you on your computer, but I'm sure you're just slacking off watching YouTube or something, right?
I'm working, Madison. I'm working. I use my computer here to get my job done, and I do remember from time to time me telling you that I'm starting work in the morning.
What? That's you actually working then.
Recently, your dad's company that he works for hasn't been doing too well. So in order to bring in a bit more money for us due to inflation and all of that, I started to work myself. Thanks to that, we have been saving up some more money. But at the beginning of this year, your dad's company ended up going bankrupt.
Huh? It went bankrupt?
I didn't want to worry anyone, so I made sure to keep all of that a secret, but there you go. So as of right now, this house is being held together with Mom's paychecks. And since I thankfully have a remote job, I can work as much as I need to make as much money as we need.
What did you say?
Yet out of nowhere, you went and got your mom and dad divorced. Right as you thought you'd be getting me kicked out of the house, you just got your dad and yourself kicked out. If you really hate me that much that you'd do something as stupid as that, then you and your dad can leave this house right now. I will not have a brainless child and her unemployed dad sitting around in my house all the time.
I just heard what's happened from Madison. I can understand her being a little crazy at times due to being in middle school still, and handing in our divorce papers. Who did she end up getting that kind of reckless behavior from?
She really is a pain in our necks now. I tried to get her to settle down a bit by telling her about you and your current situation. And then I told her if she really doesn't want to be around me, then she can leave this house with you instead.
What? You told her that?
Of course I don't actually plan to kick you out of the house. I was just trying to scare her into shutting up was all. I hope that helped her out a little in understanding just how much of an idiot she was by handing in her own parents' divorce papers. I'll go to the courthouse later and ask that they stop processing those papers for us. While I'm out doing that, would you please stick around her and make sure she doesn't do anything else?
No, hold on a second. You don't have to bother with stopping the courthouse now. It seems like the best chance for me, so I'll take her with me and leave the house.
What are you talking about, Clay? I was just saying that she'd have to leave with you in order to get her to shut up. I would never actually kick you out of the house, you know that, right?
Wait, it's not about that, actually. It's just that this is perfect timing for me, and to be honest, for a while now I've been thinking of divorcing you.
Huh?
I'm sure that this whole thing with us getting divorced is a shocker to you, but I think it's for the best that we let it happen. This timing's really helped me out. So I'll take Madison with me, and both of us will be out of your hair for good.
Wait a second. What do you mean you've been thinking of divorcing me?
Come on. Look, okay, to be real, for a while now, I've been looking for another woman. And after finding myself the perfect girl for me, she told me that I should get rid of you so that we could be together. So I've been waiting for a time like this to divorce you, run off with her.
Another woman? Clay? Have you been cheating on me?
Like, I've been having trouble finding myself a job, and that started to get me angry. During one of those days where I was upset, I went out with a friend to grab some drinks. And well, okay, I ran into this wonderful girl, and from that night on, we've been seeing one another. The reason I'm a much happier man now is because of her supporting me.
What are you saying, Clay? I've been trying to support you this whole time as well, both mentally and physically. Yet you've gone and stabbed me in the back now, and have another woman. Is that why you stopped looking for a job and never did any of the chores at home for me? I can't believe you'd do something like that to me.
Listen to me, Mom. Look, I get that you were trying your best to support me like that, but this other woman is the reason I found myself a new job. And comparing this new job to the one I had before, I'll be making double the income. For some reason, I'm thinking this woman is a goddess of good fortune to me.
You'll be making double? What kind of company did you find that will be paying you that much? Especially after a year of not doing anything after losing your last job.
Actually, the woman I've been going out with happens to be the daughter of the CEO of a very large company. She told me that she'll talk with her parents and have them hire me on the spot and give me a job there. And of course, since I'm dating their daughter, I'll be making more than most of the other employees there. I never knew that dating the perfect woman could lead to such a wonderful life as this.
You're kidding me. You're telling me that the woman you've been cheating on me with is the daughter of a CEO.
I'll be making double what I made before, and this woman is wanting to marry me ASAP. I'm sure that even Madison will be happy to join a family like this. So now that you're aware of all that, you don't have to bother stopping the divorce. I'll let you keep the house, so you go on ahead and get used to your new life of being a lonely, divorced loser.
Isn't my dad freaking amazing? Not only was he able to find himself a young and cute-looking girlfriend while married to you, but that woman also happens to be the daughter of a freaking CEO. That pretty much means that I'll be set for the rest of my life now. Of course, I'll be going with Dad now and will become the daughter of a celebrity. Like her.
Would you cut that out and come back here right now? I will not allow you to go with your dad.
Huh? I don't need your permission to go with him.
Would you please get your head out of the clouds and think all of this through? I don't care that she's the daughter of a CEO. She just took a married man away from his wife. And not only that, but your dad just stabbed your hard-working mother in the back. If you really want to go and live with a man and woman like those two, then you'll only be making your future even more hard on yourself.
Yeah. I like to think that by staying with the divorced old hag, I'd be making my future even more difficult for myself.
Excuse me?
If I were to stay with you, Mom, then I'd be offering myself to live a life of a moneyless little daughter to some jobless and single idiot mother. I get that up until now you've been working and making the money to support the family, but who knows how much longer that luck will last for you. There's a chance that you get fired just like that and can no longer make any money. Or, better yet, the company you work for might go bankrupt, just like Dad's did.
There is always a chance of those kinds of things happening.
So instead of being with some woman who is at risk of all that, I would much rather be with my new mom who happens to be famous and have money and a company she will later get. Starting today, you will no longer be my mom, as that title is being taken by Dad's girlfriend. Madison?
We don't have any use for you anymore, you lost cause of a woman. I want to start a new life being the daughter of a soon-to-be CEO. A woman like you that got tossed out by someone like Dad can go live a life of nothing but failure and loneliness.
Well, if that's what you think, then when you're crying to me in the future, I'm not going to listen to a word you say. Even if your new mother tries to come and talk to me, I won't even bother talking to her.
Huh? I'd never, ever come crying back to you.
We'll just have to see about that then. I'm sure those talks about Dad getting remarried to that new woman will fall through really soon. Then you'll both end up with no house, and your dad with no job, and we'll have to start eating scraps out of the garbage.
What?
Now, Madison, you enjoy this new life you've created for yourself. It would be wonderful if this new family with your dad and that young woman were to work out in your favor.
What should I do, Mom? Dad, his marriage to that younger woman went down the drain. And as for that new job he was supposed to be getting, it's not happening anymore. Everything has turned out just the way you said it would yesterday. How did you know all of this would be happening to him?
Oh my. Oh my. Who would have thought that something like that would happen so fast? I was giving you guys at least a week before things began to fall apart.
Mom, listen, about that woman's dad. He's the CEO of a company, right? Apparently, he doesn't want his daughter to marry Dad. He started to yell at Dad about being a total waste of a man for cheating on his wife, and then bringing me along to marry his daughter. Then he only became even more mad after hearing about how his daughter wanted him to hire a man like Dad to come work in the company.
I knew that woman had no idea what she was doing by trying to get her dad to hire a man like your dad. The CEO of that company is a very important figure, and is known throughout the US as being one of the most hard-headed CEOs. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Rather, he is just very strict and a little old-fashioned. I'm sure he would never take on a man like your dad to go and work for him.
What? What do you mean by all of that? Do you happen to know this CEO? Is he your friend or something?
No. Not on a personal level or anything, but he does happen to be a customer of mine. Well, a customer of the company I work for, so indirectly a customer of mine right now. We have been working with this company for a long time now and happen to know a lot about the man.
What? I didn't know that.
When I found that out for myself, I was surprised. I had to look into the woman your dad cheated on me with in order to get a settlement from her. And that's when I saw that she is the daughter of a man I work with. And what really got me is the fact that she's the daughter of such a serious CEO who you would never think has a daughter that would cause such a mess. I really wonder now what led a man like him to raise a daughter like that.
So you really do know about the CEO and his company then? And that's how you figured a man like him would never hire Dad? And that's how you figured out he would never be allowed to marry his girlfriend?
That's why I was trying to stop you from going with him. But you didn't want anything to do with me, and had wanted to be with your dad and that woman. It would have been really nice for you had Dad figured something out and gotten married to that woman.
Hey, Kelly. Look, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but could you please take Madison back?
What?
Right now, my girlfriend is saying she doesn't want me keeping Madison with us. She told me that if I try to hold on to her, then the marriage will never happen. She'll have to break up with me, so please, Kelly, can you please take Madison off my hands?
I'm not sure I'll be able to do that for you. The whole reason this divorce happened in the first place is because Madison doesn't want to live with me, right? So you're the only person that can take her now.
But if I have to keep her, then I'll be in trouble. I told my girlfriend that I had a daughter and all that, but she was thinking Madison was still a toddler or something. And now she's telling me she doesn't want a daughter that's already in middle school.
Wow, I wonder why she's being so selfish. Do you really like to be with women like that or something?
Of course I do. Look, she may be selfish, but she's the daughter of a CEO. Even if I can't work for that company, as long as I get married to her, my life will be set. I'll be able to say to everyone that I'm part of a CEO's family, and will have all the money I need.
So because of that, you don't mind losing your daughter. It's funny how you're a father, yet one of the worst humans on this planet.
If you're gonna say something like that, then take a look at yourself. You're supposed to be a mother, yet you let the one child you gave birth to get away from you, like you didn't love her in the first place. Normally, a mother would never want her child to leave her. So please, would you just take her off my hands for me?
I'm not taking her back, as I don't care to see her face anymore. I do not care about that brat anymore.
No way.
Now, good luck getting that girlfriend of yours to accept Madison. I'm sure if you can prove that Madison is a good girl, she'll be happy to have her as her own daughter.
Hey, listen to me, Mom. I can't believe what Dad is doing and saying right now. He's told me that he doesn't want me to be a part of his family anymore, and now he's telling me to go back to you so that he can get married. Right now, Dad is really trying to get rid of me for good, Mom!
That man is a real jerk, isn't he? So now he only wants it to be himself that gets to be in that woman's family. And in order to get that, he's willing to throw away his only daughter.
I was able to get Dad that divorce due to all the work I went through filling out and handing in you guys' divorce papers. And I thought that by going with Dad, we could both be happy together. Dad even told me that due to all the work I put in to get him farther from you and closer to his girlfriend, I'd be able to go to any school I wanted and even travel the world.
I can't believe a cheating man such as your dad would be willing to cheer you on after divorcing your own parents.
Right? He's terrible, Mom. So please, Mom, can you come and get me away from him? We can work together to make Dad look bad and ruin his life.
What? You want me to do something like that with you?
I have to come back to you anyway, right? And by having me back, you'll be able to get child support from him then, right? So please use me as a way of getting as much money as you'd like from him. That way, he'll be forced to paying you every month, and that will destroy the plans he's had. Let's take so much from Dad that both him and his girlfriend will be hurt.
I see. I'm sure that if I did get a lot of money from them every month, those two would be pretty upset. From what I found out, right now that CEO's daughter is having to live off her daddy's money. The fact that they are both jobless right now could really hurt them in the long run.
Right? Right? And also, I was able to get something very good. Some evidence of those two being together while you were still married to Dad. I was able to get this from Dad's phone.
Are you serious?
I actually went through and copied all their messages they've sent back and forth to one another, and I have a couple pictures of those two that they took together while cheating on you. With evidence like this, you'll be able to get a massive settlement from those two, right? Having as much evidence as possible is great for getting money, right?
You make a good point there, but I already know about everything that they've been doing.
Oh, come on now, Mom. You can thank me later for this extra stuff, though, right? I'll send it all over to you right now over text.
Are you really okay sending me all that evidence you gathered?
I'm going to make both of those idiots regret ever throwing me away like that. Through both settlements and child support, we'll make sure those two have all their money taken away. So, Mom, let's you and I work together to destroy them.
I'm sorry, Madison. I'll work alone on this one, and you can work by yourself to take them down as well.
What?
I'm not going to take you back. So if you want to get child support or something, then you'll have to work towards getting that money yourself.
Why? Why won't you take me back, Mom? I've told you that Dad is throwing me away now. You're the only other person that can take me now, right?
But from the start, you were the one that threw me away, right? You told me that you hated all those comments I made and said I was too annoying for you to live with anymore. And that's why you went ahead and divorced your own parents, right? I would never want a daughter like that back.
No way, Mom. Then where am I supposed to go to now? Dad is telling me to go back to you, but you're telling me you won't take me back.
I don't care about that. Go find a foster home to live in. Or maybe try going back to Dad and seeing if you can do something in exchange for him keeping you.
What?
At least I have to say thank you for this evidence you sent me. With all of this on top of what I had, I'll have no problems taking those two to court.
Huh? Hold it right there, Mom! I sent you all of that thinking you'd take me back with you. If you're not going to take me, then give me all that back.
You're the one that sent it all to me before figuring out what would happen. Sorry that you just assumed I'd want to take you back or something.
What?
Come on now, Madison. You really think after being such a total bully to me and handing in those divorce papers for your dad and I without saying anything that I'd want you back in my life? I can't believe you'd actually think something like that. I get that you're only in middle school, but you should have learned by now simple thought processes like that. I'm sorry to say, but if you weren't able to figure out that I don't want you back before I had to tell you, you're going to have a very bad time in this world.
Why are you picking on me so much right now, Mom? I'm asking you to please take me back. You're my mom, right? I will apologize for everything I've done to you in my life, so please don't throw me away too.
I can say this as many times as you need me to. You were the one that threw me away first. You have no right to be complaining about the choices you made now. And I told you before that in the future, that being today, when you come crying back to me, I would not listen, right?
I know you said that, but...
So with that, Madison, you are in middle school now. And you need to learn to take some responsibility for your words and actions. So right after that, I went ahead and took the evidence that Madison had sent me, and was able to take both Clay and his girlfriend to court looking for a settlement from those two. But not knowing that it was his own daughter that sent me all of those screenshots and pictures, Clay went and blamed it on his girlfriend. He assumed it was her that sent me these, in order to get him, along with Madison, away from her. From then on, those two ended up fighting for weeks over whose fault all of that was, without ever finding out that Madison had done it. She was the true backstabber in all of this, and with that evidence I was able to get a massive amount of money from Clay and his girlfriend through a settlement. However, after a few weeks of fighting had gone by, they ended in Clay breaking up with his girlfriend, and then taking Madison with him to go live together in a very small and cramped apartment. But from whatever else I've heard, Madison has not forgotten about how her dad tried to throw her away in order to marry that woman. So even now, that father and daughter relationship they have is ice cold. Well, I like to think of that as them getting what they both asked for. And now you might be asking, whatever happened to me? Well, fortunately enough, I was able to keep the house after the divorce, but the place was too large for me. So weeks later, after getting the money from that settlement, I went ahead and sold that old house and moved myself closer to where the company I work for is actually located. Originally, I was working remotely, and although that had its benefits, being able to go into the office allowed me the chance to move up in the company, as well as see those I work with in person. From the sounds of it, within a few more months, I'll be due for my first promotion within the company. And the promotion will put me as the lead manager for the team that works with that woman's CEO dad.
What the heck do you think you're doing at my wedding right now, Francine? A lame little shut-in loser like you has got some serious nerve trying to show her face around here on my special day. Excuse me? What in the world are you talking about right now, Emma? I seriously just can't even believe you right now. I mean, you weren't even invited, and yet you decided to just crash my wedding? What made you think doing something like this was okay? Did you hit your head or something like that? Seriously, what is your deal? Wait, no, hold on a second. I really am confused as to what you're talking about. I mean, the only reason I came here was precisely because I was invited. In fact, I had no idea you were going to be the bride at all. Oh, please, do you expect me to believe that? Of course you knew it was my wedding. The real question is how you knew it was happening here when you weren't even invited. But honestly, if you thought that you were going to get out of this with a lie like that, you've got another thing coming. But I'm telling you that I really was invited here. I got my invitation in the mail and everything. It's just that my invitation was sent by the groom of the wedding, who must be Xavier, the man you're going to marry. Wait a second, you're telling me that my fiancé Xavier invited some weird little nobody like you to our wedding? Why in the world would he want some loser like you here with us? I mean, doesn't he realize that we're so far above you? Xavier had great grades in class, makes a ton of money now, and he might as well be a supermodel. Now, you explain to me what he was thinking inviting a nobody like you here. But I don't really know what else to say. I really did get an invitation to be here. You need to stop all this lying at once. You just found out that this was happening and wanted to sneak your way in, didn't you? You must have known that at my wedding it was only going to be beautiful and successful people allowed in. Which means that you must be here just to try and flirt with men. Wait, what? You can't really think that, right? Of course that's not what's going on. You've got this all wrong. I don't care what you have to say, you are still single, aren't you? And to think that you could have found someone if you'd just listened to me back then. Back then? Emma, what do you mean by that? Oh, come on, have you really forgotten? You know, high school prom? When they announced prom king and queen, you know what they say about that, right? That the winners always end up getting married to each other. I tried to give you a nice spa day so that you might have even had the slightest chance, remember? Oh, I remember what you're talking about now. If I can be honest, that was one of the worst days of all of high school. For you, maybe. But I guess I didn't do a good job because you're still single. I mean, that's the whole reason why I wanted to help you back then in the first place, but no matter how much I tried, nothing could fix how ugly you really were. And I suppose that's why I ended up being voted as prom queen. Meanwhile, everyone in the audience was laughing at you because of how ridiculous you ended up looking. Well, you remember things very differently from me. I remember not even wanting to go, but you practically forced me to sign up. Then, I remember you saying you were going to give me a makeover and you only finished with minutes to go before the winners were announced. By the time I let you have your way with me, I looked like a clown with all the makeup you put on me. And you used that old urban legend about the prom king and queen getting married to convince me to tell that year's prom king that I had a crush on him. It sounds to me like that's all your fault for letting me manipulate you so much. You really need to take more responsibility for your actions. Besides, think of all the funny memories you have to look back on now. Well, I didn't even have to open my mouth to be rejected by him, but he did it in front of the whole auditorium of people. It was one of the most horrible and saddest days of my entire life. Oh, come on. Surely you've had worse days of your life since then, right? I mean, this is a pretty low point for you, sneaking into a wedding you weren't invited to and all. I feel like you'd have to have sunken quite low to sneak into a wedding to look for a man. You must really, really be desperate. Are you kidding me? You really haven't changed at all since high school, have you? Why change something that's already perfect? But the fact of the matter is that you don't belong here. I never asked for any fat little piggies to be at my wedding, so why don't you run along and go back to your sty, I'm afraid we have a strict no fishing policy, so pack up whatever you thought you were going to use to get men and turn around. You are going to regret this. You can't keep treating people like this and get away with it. Excuse me? Did you seriously just talk back to me right now? How dare you? Don't you remember what happened in high school? There you go again, talking as if high school is the be-all end-all of everything. Up until today, I had moved past all the horrible times I had in high school. Here I thought you might have changed too, and we could talk as adults, but I see that you're just as terrible as you've always been. But you're going to learn a harsh lesson about treating people with respect. How dare some ugly little loser talk to me like this? You think I need to sit here and take this from you? I want you out of here right this instant. If you're not gone in 30 seconds, I am going to call the police and have you dragged out of here.
Miss Bellevue, I heard that you went home early? Did something happen? Is everything okay? Is it trouble at work or something like that?
Hello, Xavier. I thought I told you to call me Francine when we're outside of work. But anyways, I have some things I need to attend to, but thank you very much for inviting me.
I'm sorry. I don't understand. Did something happen? Did I do something wrong?
No, it isn't you at all. Anyways, I really should be leaving now. But please stop by my office and show me pictures of the rest of the wedding later.
I'm still really confused, but if it's a personal matter that you don't want to talk about, I respect that.
I really don't know where this company would be if it didn't have a VP like you looking over it. You always know just what to say, you know that?
I appreciate it, boss, but you're the one who's really at the wheel. And I guess I'm just a bit down because I wanted to introduce you to my fiancé. Do you think you could stay for a little bit while longer, please? At the very least, you have to take a bag of goodies that we have for the guests.
Sure that that's okay, even though I'm leaving early?
Of course. I mean, we already prepared enough for all who are going to be here, so there's one for you already. I was actually up all night last night making sure that these were perfect. So all these gifts are done by hand.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I really can't wait to see what's inside then, but if it's something you made by hand, I'll be sure to cherish it. I am just so sorry that I'm having to head out of here so early.
Well, I'm just glad that you were able to attend at all. It really is the thought that counts anyway, you know? But just stay put. I'm going to run out of the changing room really quickly to give you the gift bag in person. I'll be right there, so don't leave yet, okay?
Hey, Emma, you're still a part of the group chat with everyone from high school, right? Well, you might want to go and check out what's going on in there. I put in the chat that you showed up without even being invited, and now all kinds of people are talking bad about you. You mean there are people who still use that chat? I removed myself from that group the day we graduated high school. You know, this is why people always thought that you were some kind of awkward little nerd, you know that? It's no wonder you hardly had any friends at all throughout high school. You can only blame yourself for that, though. Well, I see that you really haven't invited anyone at all from our high school days to your wedding, so it's not just a me problem, is it? Oh, come on. You know that all the other people we used to hang out with just ended up getting lame normal jobs. They're all just average. You really think I want my wedding being stuffed up with the stench of mediocrity? No, I'm sorry, but this wedding has a little thing called standards. So no, they weren't getting an invitation either. So you really didn't invite anyone from back then at all, and you still are sending them messages? You do realize just how successful and handsome and amazing my husband is, right? Did you know that he's also starting his own business, too? He's literally the perfect man, and if I invited anyone from high school, they would just spend the whole wedding crying out of jealousy. Either that, or they'd all think like you and just come here looking for men to flirt with. So that's why I didn't invite anyone from back then. And to think that it would have been the perfect chance for you to brag to all of us about your wedding in person. Then again, I guess you really don't care as long as you're looking down on others. You really just don't get how things work, do you? But then what else can I really expect from such a sad little loser like you? I'm not looking down on you. I just happen to know where I am relative to you. That's all. You really are a piece of work. Do you know that, Emma? I don't care what you have to say to me, because the fact of the matter is that I'm going to marry Xavier, and that's that. I'm going to be the successful entrepreneur, and you're getting nothing. My boyfriend can do anything and is going to be the top of his company. No one is ever going to be able to look down on him, and by extension, me. You say that, but do you even know what it is that your husband does for a living? It sounds to me like you don't even really care as long as it makes you enough money to give you the life that you want. Well, no duh. Why would I need to know anything more about what he does than how much money he makes? After all, my only job is to stand there and look pretty for him. It really doesn't matter to me one bit how he makes his money. I just have to be there and cheer him on in order to earn my keep. I guess maybe this is all a bit too much for you to wrap your head around, though. You really just don't know when to quit, do you, Emma? I just mean that if you could have found a man by now, you would have, don't you think? Instead, you have to come here desperately looking for someone to have you. It really is sad when you think about it, but the fact is that you're never going to have a family of your own. You're going to be lonely for the rest of your life.
And just what makes you say that about my boss, huh?
Wait, what? What do you mean? Who is your boss?
I mean that you're saying all these horrible things about my boss and my friend. But I guess I might have just let myself be taken in with your charms, and that's how I agreed to marry you. You must be quite good at getting close to people by making them think you're someone who you really aren't. But now I know exactly how you feel about me in this marriage.
Wait a second, I am still so confused right now. Who am I talking to? This couldn't be... It's not Xavier, is it?
Of course it is. And I heard from Francine that she was leaving our wedding early to go and take care of some business. I went out to go and give her one of the gift bags I made before she left, and that's when she told me what really happened. How could you try and do this to my boss?
Hold on a second. You mean to tell me that Francine is actually your boss, and she's the friend you started your company with?
You have it backwards there. Francine started the company and invited me on board to work as VP.
Wait, what? You mean that you two knew each other even before working together? But I didn't even know that you started your company with a girl. I thought it was a guy friend.
And just why would that matter at all in the first place? I came to work with Francine because I know she has a great mind for business. I'm just shocked to hear all of these horrible things that you've been saying about her, though.
There's been some kind of mistake here, really. I had no idea that she was your boss or anything like that. I didn't even know that you two were friends before this. I mean, what in the world is someone like you doing being friends with her?
Oh, give me a break. You know that Francine and I are friends. I told you that I was going to be inviting her to our wedding. Don't you know how much she's done for me? Not just professionally, but in my personal life too?
Hold on a sec, I still don't even get how you two met in the first place.
Don't you remember in high school, when I won prom king? I think I had girls coming up to me multiple times a week begging me to go out with them. I know that people think I'm really handsome, and that must be great for me, but it's not that simple. It comes with a lot of pain too.
What do you mean? How could it be hard to be handsome?
So many people come up to you just to say they like you when you don't even know who these people are. Not just that, but to have to turn down so many people who wanted to go on a date with me. Don't you know how much that makes me feel guilty? And then, when I wouldn't find a girlfriend, people started accusing me of sleeping around with people since I was still single. It's just so many people assuming so much about my life when they don't even know me.
But, I mean, at least you're not ugly. That's a good thing. Surely you can see how being handsome is so much better, right? And if you weren't, then you wouldn't be getting married to a gorgeous woman like me.
You and every other gorgeous girl I've been with seem to have the same mindset. And anytime I've brought up these struggles to them, they always tell me to be thankful for what I have. All that tells me, though, is that I still haven't met someone who actually listens to what I have to say.
Hold on, I didn't know that this was such a big deal for you.
I was scared to love for so long because I was worried that people were falling in love with the idea of me, and not me for who I really am. It took me so long to want to be married, and so much of the credit for that goes to Emma, who was always there to talk to me and never asked anything from me in return. That's what a real friend does. She helped me remember what it means to trust people.
You don't really mean that, do you?
Of course! She's always giving me great advice, and even after high school helped me step into myself. We also realized we had similar ambitions, and so when she started her company, she said it was a matter of course that I would be her VP pick.
But, I mean, I had no idea that someone like her would be your boss.
Well, you better start believing in it. Francine has easily put in the bulk of work to get us where we are. She's the brains behind the whole operations, and as the VP, she taught me how to use people's assumptions about me to my advantage.
I don't don't even know what to say to any of this right now.
Well, I'm not there yet. Francine told me all about what you put her through in high school. How horribly mean you were to her. I really had no idea at all that I was about to marry the person who traumatized Francine throughout high school. Well, I'm sorry, but I just can't marry a woman like you now that I know who you really are. Francine came here as my guest and you've been nothing but disrespectful to her and by extension me. I want to call the whole wedding off with you.
You don't really mean that, right? I mean, the ceremony's going to start in a matter of hours. Please, let's just calm down and talk about this, okay?
There's nothing more to talk about and I am perfectly calm. Anyways, I'm going to go break the news to everyone right now that the wedding is canceled. I don't know what you're going to do next, and frankly, I don't really care. Have a nice life, Emma.
In the end, Xavier managed to stop the wedding before things went too far and he and Emma ended up married. It was a huge shock for all of the guests, but Xavier had explained the situation to both sets of parents and they agreed to spread the news and explain things to the rest of the guests. Soon, however, everyone at the wedding venue knew what Emma had done and said to me. By then, however, Emma had run away from the wedding venue to avoid the humiliation of what was about to happen. She managed to talk her parents into letting her move back in with them, but they both gave her a stern talking to and expressed how disappointed they were with her. And since Emma had put all of her baskets into marrying Xavier, she was really left with few alternatives. She'd quit her job and already ended her apartment lease since she was planning on moving in with her then-fiancé. Left with nothing and no one, Emma had to quickly take the first jobs that she could find in order to pay the rent to her parents, who told her they were not going to be letting her freeload off of them after her behavior at the wedding. I just hope that working a few service industry jobs really humbles Emma and helps her understand why it's wrong to look down at people. As for Xavier and I, things more or less went back to business as usual for us, as we continued on trying to build up our company. We have some interviews for the news and some magazines coming up, and I've asked Xavier if he could use his charms to help sell our company to the public. It took a long time, but I'm glad that Xavier is now comfortable enough with himself to make use of his own looks on his terms. Of course, he was very sad that his wedding didn't come to be, but he said that he was much more relieved that the two of them didn't end up married before he found out. We're still close friends, and Xavier knows that I'm there for him. But business stops for no one, and time is money. But just because the work doesn't stop, it doesn't mean I have to ignore my friend when he's hurting. Xavier may have lost his wedding, but our friendship is stronger than ever.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.